Hi, in this one we're going to build out the GUI for our rustic violin, and we're going to connect the GUI up to some of the modules in our module tree. Although this isn't a scripting course, we are going to start off by going into the code editor. So let's open that. And whenever you create a project in HISE, it will automatically add an interface script, and it will add this line of code at the top of that script. Now, we don't need to get into the details of this, but basically this 600 and this 600 define the width and height of the interface. And I just want to change these to be 800 by 400. And then we're going to come down here and click this compile button. Okay, now we can close the code editor and let's save our XML. So this is the canvas we're going to work with. We can click this button up here to zoom in on that, and if we close up the module tree, we can zoom in even further. This is nice for building our GUI, and we'll open the module tree again later when we start connecting things up. So the first thing we need to do is make sure the canvas is unlocked for editing, and that's this little green pencil icon similar to the one we have in the module tree, and when it's green the canvas is unlocked, when it's grey the canvas is locked. We can also enable or disable this using F4. So we're going to start by adding a panel to our canvas. So we're going to right click, and here we get a list of all the different components we can add. We can add sliders and buttons and tables, drop down boxes, labels and images, and we're interested in this one at the moment, so we're going to add a new panel. A panel is a very versatile control, and through scripting we can actually make it behave like almost any other control. But for the purposes of this instrument, we're just going to use it as a container for our other components and also to colour in the background of our interface. So I'm going to come over here to the property editor, and I'm going to change the X position to 0, so it's all the way over to the left. I'm going to change the Y position to 0, so it's all the way at the top. And I'm going to change the width and the height to be the full width and height of our canvas. Now I want to colour this a kind of green colour, and to do that we're going to edit these component colour properties. So the background colour doesn't really do anything for the panel, so I'm just going to click on that and delete it. It's the item colour and item colour 2 properties that are going to colour in the background. If we set these to two different colours, we'll actually get a gradient from top to bottom, so I'll just quickly demonstrate that. So if you want to add a gradient to your panel, this is a really nice and simple way to do it without having to get into any scripting. But I'm going to set them both to the same colour just to get a solid background. Okay, if we zoom in a little more at the top of the panel, you can see it's got a slight border and the corner is rounded. And if we go to the property editor, we have these two properties, border size and border radius. So border size determines how thick that border is, and border radius determines the rounding. So I'm going to set the border radius to 0, and I'm just going to bring the border size up just for a moment, so we can see it's a dark grey colour, and that's actually set by the text colour property here. So if I change it to red, we get a red border. So I'm going to clear out the text colour property because we're not using that. And I'll set the border size to 0. Let's rename the component because panel 1 is not a good name for a component, so I'm going to select it in the component list and hit F2 on my keyboard to rename it. And as you can see here, it actually says enter a unique name for panel 1, camel case is recommended. So camel case is when you write words like this. So where each word starts with an uppercase letter and there's no spaces, so you don't want any spaces in your component names. In addition to using camel case, I have my own little convention I use when naming components, and that is to use a 3-letter prefix, all in lowercase, for each component that describes the type of component. So for a panel, I would start the name with PNL, all in lowercase, and that tells me it's a panel, and if I see this in my script later on, I know that whatever this control is, it's referring to a panel, and I don't have to go and look it up in the component list. So by having the type of component in the name, it saves me a lot of time later on. So I'm going to call this PNL main. But I could call it PNL background, PNL container, PNL BG, whatever works for you. Just make sure the name is descriptive of what the component does. You don't want to just call it panel because that doesn't mean anything. And later on, when we add buttons and sliders, you don't want a slider just called slider 1, because that doesn't tell you anything about it. And when you come back to your project in a week, you'll have forgotten what slider 1 does and you'll have to go and look it up. So you'll save yourself a lot of time if you give your components meaningful names. And if you use this little prefix thing as well, when you come onto scripting, it's going to save you some time there as well. And let's click OK. And again, we'll save the project.